Hello everyone, thanks for joining us on this edition of the 6 p.m. primetime newscast on Equinoxe Television, live from our headquarters in Cameroon's economic capital, Douala. I am Bable Jonathan. In our top stories in this edition of the news, the national president of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement CRM political party 2018 presidential candidate in the Republic of Cameroon survives an assassination attempt. His convoy was attacked today in Garoua in the north region of the country, and the United States Deputy Secretary of State in charge of African Affairs, Thibault Nash, responds to Cameroon's Minister of Territorial Administration over accusations of non-governmental organizations who are said to be planning to destabilize Cameroon. Details coming up next. The national president of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, CRM political party, Professor Maurice Kamto, has survived an assassination attempt in the northern regions of the Republic of Cameroon. Professor Maurice Kamto is on a tour of the Grand North region, and his convoy was attacked today at the entrance of the town of Garoua in the north region. A young man who is alleged to be an element of the National Armed Forces on a motorbike using an armed threatened to bring down Professor Maurice Kamto. He pointed the gun towards the vehicle of Professor Maurice Kamto, but he was intercepted by security guards of Professor Maurice Kamto, and the attacker and one of his alleged accomplices were arrested. A motorbike rider were arrested, and they have been handed over to administrative and security forces in the north region. The third suspect is still on the run and on a tour of the Grand North region. Professor Maurice Kamto saw his convoy attacked today, and the national secretary of the CRM political party, Professor Alain Fogué, presented the facts and the gun used by the prime suspect to the governor of the north region. The CRM political party is pressing and demanding for an investigation, an impartial and serious investigation, and that the culprit should be judged and punished according to the law. And some officials of the CRM political party, including the national secretary of the party, Professor Alain Fogué, spoke to the press. Take a listen. Take a listen to this extract of some officials of the CRM political party, including Professor Alain Fogué, national secretary of the party.
We have done our Republican Act. We have handed over the guy to the representative of the governor of North Region in front of the colonel, who has identified the guy to be their element. So the gun has been handed over to the government, and even his bike on which he was has been handed over to the government. We have done our Republican Act, and we are continuing our journey. But the one thing I ask of the government is that they have to make sure that we arrive Maroua and return back to Yaoundé in security. We don't want to see this act again any longer.
When we were returning from Douala after the meeting in Daido, a soldier fired bullets on the Dibamba bridge. The attacks are increasing, so those in power should take up their responsibilities.
Prenez leur responsabilité. On va reprendre la route pour Maroua. On va reprendre la route rapidement pour Maroua.
Some officials of the Cameroon Renaissance Movement, CRM political party, speaking there in Garoua after the assassination attempt against Professor Maurice Kamto, national president of the CRM and 2018 presidential candidate. He's on a tour in the Grand North region of the country. And Professor Alain Fogué also said that while the officials of the party were returning to Douala after the Daido meeting, as you heard in that report, the convoy was attacked at the level of the Dibamba bridge, and they are calling on authorities to take up their responsibilities. And the Minister of Territorial Administration, Tanganji Paul, is in the northwest region of the country, and he's there on a fact-finding mission, and also to discuss with administrative and security officials of the region with regards to the socio-political and security tensions reigning there in that part of the country. country. And speaking today in Bamenda, he said that the security situation of the Northwest region is globally under control, and he indicated that with regards to the fact that some of the atrocities that are being committed in the Northwest and as well as in the Southwest region of the country are done by people on commercial motorbikes, the laws governing the transport sector, notably the motorbike sector, will be rigidly applied. Some restrictions will be imposed as a result of the security tensions in that part of the country. And Minister Tanganji Paul was in Galim in the west region of the country and not far from the Northwest region, where an attack recently left 2 officials or officers of the National Armed Forces, 2 gendarme officers, 2 police officers killed in that part of the country.
7 days after the attack that took place in Galim subdivision of the Bambutus division in the West region, Territorial Administration Board pays an evaluation visit to the 2 security posts that were attacked by the heavily armed men.
We have had an evaluation of the situation. We had a field mission. We went and saw the brigade of the gendarmerie, and we have seen the police post. You can see the magnitude of the attack. You can see that these terrorists have weapons, and they are even having some people who are training them, if I can put it like that. So I think that what we have to do is asking the population to work hand in hand with the local administrative authorities as well as the defense forces to track down these criminals.
At the Gendarmerie Brigade of Galim, the Minister of Territorial Administration had time to see for himself the impact of the bullets on the aluminium doors. From where he moved to the police station that was attacked. After visiting the 2 offices, the Territorial Administration Board installed a vigilante committee which will serve as the whistleblower of Galim. But the Territorial Administration Board says collaboration between the population and the military is vital to knock out such attacks.
It is clear that the population must work with us. That is why the vigilante groups have been put in place, and spontaneously I gave them this encouragement. Because if we don't have a good synergy between the local population, the forces of law and order, and the administrative authorities, then it becomes a very difficult fight. But as I can tell you for now, the situation is completely under control, and I think that the hierarchy will take some measures that we cannot disclose here. This sad event that happened here in Galim will just be a sad event of the past, and that as from now henceforth, they will put their hands together.
As a result of the attack, security measures have also been beefed up in front and around the gendarmerie as well as the police station of Galim. The population was also out in their numbers to welcome the Territorial Administration Minister. It should be recalled that on March 7, breaking March 8, an attack by over 20 armed men on motorcycles left 8 persons dead, amongst them 2 police officers, 2 female gendarmes, and 4 civilians.
The U.S. Deputy Secretary of State in charge of African Affairs responds to Cameroon's Minister of Territorial Administration, Tanganji Paul. The minister accused non-governmental organizations, national and international NGOs of planning to destabilize Cameroon. And the Deputy Secretary of State responding to Minister Tanganji Paul said, I quote, NGOs help feed and care for people in need if governments let them do their work according to humanitarian principles. Sad to see Cameroon use NGOs as scapegoats, as recently done by Minister of Territorial Administration and Cameroon representative to the Human Rights Council in Geneva. That is the response of the Deputy Secretary of State of the United States of America in charge of humanitarian or African affairs to the Minister of Territorial Administration of the Republic of Cameroon, Paul Atanganji. Health officials in the Central African sub-region are stepping up efforts to control the spread of the coronavirus, which is already present in the sub-region, notably in Cameroon, in Gabon, and of course in Chad. And the health ministers of member countries of the CEMAC zone met here in the economic capital Douala to strategize on how to better prevent the spread of the coronavirus within the sub-region. Immaculate Fogwe reports.
The increasing rate of confirmed corona cases in the African continent has sparked a wave of fear and uncertainty across the continent. 12 African countries have recorded confirmed cases of the coronavirus, with Egypt topping the list with 67 confirmed cases and Algeria recording 1 death. Cameroon's Minister of Public Health, Manauda Malachi, met with health ministers of the Economic and Monetary Community of Central Africa, CEMAC, to discuss preventive and control measures of tackling the coronavirus.
Le virus a été découvert ailleurs. Et les cas que nous avons aujourd'hui, c'est des cas d'importation.
The virus was discovered elsewhere. The cases recorded came in from other countries. The reason why we haven't recorded many cases is because when we heard about the epidemic, we carried out local measures to prevent the virus from spreading to our area. If we don't work hard to contain the virus, then things might get worse.
Mission locale se fait jour dans un de nos pays, ça risque d'être le cas comme ailleurs.
The first case of the coronavirus recorded in Cameroon came from a 58-year-old French national who arrived Yaoundé on the 24th of February 2020. According to Minister Manauda Malachi, the victim was immediately quarantined at the Yaoundé Central Hospital's Care Center for proper treatment. I can boldly tell you all that the patient is stable. He is responding to treatment. In the course of the meeting, the president of the CEMAC Commission, Daniel Ona Ondo, justifies the choice of Cameroon to hold the meeting. If an epidemic arrives Cameroon, then a lot of damages will occur. Secondly, Cameroon has the most important gross domestic product, which stands at 40%. Thirdly, Cameroon is the most populated in the sub-region. Finally, the first case was recorded in Cameroon, so we are going to make use of their expertise. Fears that the impact of the epidemic on the economy of the sub-region will increase were equally raised. The coronavirus will have a disastrous impact on our economy. The price of fuel has dropped to about 30%. Then imagine if we are affected by this. The CEMAC health ministers resolved to step up surveillance and other measures on land, air and sea so as to prevent the virus from spreading further after 2 cases were confirmed in Cameroon and 1 in Gabon.
Cameroon's Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has launched a 5-year project aimed at transforming some selected crops into finished products, and 10,000 farmers in the southwest region are expected to benefit from that product. Our correspondent Derek Jeto reports.
The Cameroon Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development has launched the Agricultural Infrastructure and Value Chain Development Project, AIVDP, at the level of the southwest region. Presenting the multi-million project, Dr. Besson Tui Ogok, Director of the Southwest Development Authority, coordinator of the project, highlighted the various components of the project and that emphasis have been laid on the coordination, quality control along the value chain, for quality delivery at the level of the rural farmers, primary beneficiaries of the project.
So we don't come today now to present the project for the population for the region and for show say this project today now for help with mommy them. They say the project the mentor and a woman and young people.
The project is designed to center on the developing the value chain of cocoa, oil palm, cassava and rice to finished product. To Dr. Besson Tui Ogo, coordinator of the AIVDP project, it is only at the level of the finished product that the overall goal of the project, which is geared towards increased incomes of smallholder farmers, would have been made.
We know say work is difficult, but through this project we hope say we will create over 10,000 jobs, and those 10,000 jobs will give us decent jobs in the area of agriculture.
It is therefore expected that farmers in the Southwest region at the end of this 5 years project must have been armed with the capacities to transform oil palm, cassava, cocoa and rice into finished products.
Our Southwest correspondent Derek Jato ending this edition of the Primetime Newscast on Equinoxe Television. Thanks for staying with us. Goodbye.